Hi everybody! It's time to start sketching out our keyhole artwork, imagining what we could see, what kind of place we could see, imaginary or real, through a keyhole. So the first thing we're going to do on our page is sketch out a really large keyhole, because this is where it's like we're zooming in on the keyhole. Normally you see keyholes as a very small thing, but we're going to zoom it and make it extremely large so that most of our page is looking through that keyhole so that we can add plenty of details. Secondly, I printed a picture out of my inspiration for what I'm going to draw inside my keyhole. You may have a picture from around your house, a picture from a book, something from an imaginary scene in a video game, or a story that you're familiar with. Or if you have a printer, you can also print off a place that you may search up online. So I have a picture here of Morocco, a place that I would like to visit. And so first I'm just going to get a nice large, I'm going to start lightly with my pencil, and I'm going to get a nice large circle in the top half of my page. I like to go around a few times just to get a good shape. Again, I'm just drawing lightly, so if I need to erase, it doesn't leave a mark on the page. Then I'm making a simple keyhole. You can choose one of the more complicated ones from our last lesson if you would like. I'm just going to go with this basic keyhole shape just for the sake of simplicity and the fact that some of my learners will probably want this to be simple. Alright, so when I get this sketched out, I'm just going to go ahead and go over the actual keyhole a little bit darker so it doesn't look sketchy. And then I'm going to erase some of the sketchy lines that I can see around the area here. Doesn't have to be perfect because I can kind of fix it up later, but just to get rid of some of the sketchiness, I'm going to erase some of that. And I'm going to go with it just like this. Alright, so I've got my keyhole shape. If I want to make the keyhole look a little like it has a little bit of depth, I can draw an angled line here and trace this around, and then it's going to just kind of gradually fade off into the side of the keyhole over there, and then it would come down to the side of the keyhole here. Okay, so that's going to give your keyhole the look that if we're looking through it this way, we can kind of see the inside of our keyhole. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do then is I could take a moment and think about what do I want out here. Do I want this door to be wood? Do I want it to be metal? Do I want to create something out here that's more imaginative with words? Maybe I want to use some Moroccan words. Since my picture is Moroccan, I could write some script of something in Moroccan about adventure or traveling. So many ideas that we could use to add something unique out into this space. So think about how you want to embellish that, because we're not just going to leave this plain old white. Okay, so think about a texture, a surface, what you might want to include. Since I'm talking about that, I'm noticing right here on my table I can see this nice wood texture. So you can kind of see how that works, where you see a small circle and then the texture goes around and around and around, and then there's sort of some stripes and such in between. So that could be something that I might want to add out here to give it the look of wood. Alright, so then next we're going to want to start sketching. This is my foreground since this keyhole is closest to me. And then the middle ground would be, in my picture, it's starting very close up with the boat and the wall here. So for me, my middle ground is going to show a little bit of a boat. So I'm going to just start sketching some of these boats near the front of my picture here. And whatever is closest to you in your drawing is going to be bigger. Whatever is farther is going to be smaller. So my wall is going to start out large and it's going to become much smaller as it goes to the back. I want mine to be a little more dramatic, so I am making mine even smaller as it gets to the end here. I want it to be a little more dramatic. All right, and then as this ends, as the floor here ends, I see a doorway. Everything, I don't know about everything because I don't know everything about Morocco, but a lot of pictures that I see use a lot of color. And I love color, and I love the patterns that I see in Moroccan items, so I'm super excited to draw my dream of visiting there. I have no idea really what it would be like to actually go there. I need to learn more about their culture. I know a little, but not too much. But I do love the colors and the architecture. They have these beautiful blue and white buildings right on the ocean. And I just think that would be amazing to go see. So that's one of my dreams. All right, I am just following my picture, sketching out what I see as far as I can. My keyhole is not able to contain as much as what's in my picture, so I sort of have to pick an area of my picture that I want to show. It's not going to be able to fit in all of this. So really I'm drawing from like here over to about here in my keyhole. So I'm just going to keep sketching along. I'll draw a few more boats in, finish up this wall, add a few windows, and I'll just keep sketching out details. Details are important because this is going to be very basic, and we're going to want to look through that keyhole and be taken to another place. So make sure you add plenty of details into your drawing. And now I'm just quickly sketching here. I'll probably change some things as I go, but I want to see a little bit of the ocean over here because the ocean is so beautiful. So I'm going to make sure I get the skyline, and here's a little bit of the shore with the waves of the ocean out here, which I can use that beautiful bright blue. There's lots more buildings over here that I'm going to draw in to get that look of all of them being on the hillside together, and all the different, like there's like these little bars across the outdoor areas that are on the rooftops. So I'm going to make sure I include that, because anything that's a clue of what the location is, or something that just that location kind of has, will give me a clue of this place that I'm drawing, and it'll help people to feel more like they're being taken to this location. So I'm just going to keep sketching in lots of details. Maybe I'll even add in, like, it's kind of faded in my picture, but I might add in some cobblestone here, because it looks like at one time this was like old cobblestone texture. So I'll probably draw these in to give that a little something as it goes back. And the top of the wall has this zigzag. It gets smaller as it goes back, so I'll probably draw that on. I'll just keep filling in details. Okay, So go ahead and work on getting that planned out today. We'll talk next week about whether we're tracing with Sharpie and how we're adding color. Go ahead and get the keyhole drawn, the scene inside drawn, and then I still am deciding what to put out here. I might use a quote because I love quotes. But also go ahead and add whatever you want to add out in this area. But be sure not to make it too complicated, okay? Because we want the details of this to stand out. So if this out here gets too complicated, there won't be contrast anymore between the two areas of space, and this will not be the focal point. So kind of keep it simple out here, but think about what you want to add, and add a door pattern or a surface or a quote, or see what else you can come up with. All right, have a good day planning out your keyhole artwork.